Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Resilience Brilliance, where we speak about resilience journeys and share tips and tricks on helping you build that resilience muscle that's so important to help you navigate life's turbulence. Today, I have with us Haim Ohayon, and he is what he likes to describe himself as a dream maker. And so we're very excited to welcome him onto the show. Haim is a business and life coach. And with that, I'm going to turn it over to Haim. Thanks so much for being here.
Thank you, Jana. I'm glad to be here. Thank you for hosting me.
You're very welcome. Why don't you tell us a little bit about your own personal resilience story? I think it's quite amazing.
5, I got divorced, and I have 3 kids. I didn't want my kid grow up in a house that 2 grown up don't know how to behave to each other. Yelling, screaming, fighting. I said, the small kid not supposed to learn that as they're growing up. Something has to be done. I'm the man. I build it once, I can build it again. So I give everything to my ex. Take the house, take the car, take the key, take the money. What do you want, take it. I build it once, I can do it again. So when I left, it was me, my clothes, and my car. And I was living in my car for several months until I said to myself, that's it, I don't want to live like that anymore. I want to sleep in bed. I want to brush my teeth in the morning. I want to take shower every day. I want to change clothes every day. I couldn't do that where I was living. I just couldn't. I was in my car. So I came to New York. In New York, I have a brother that is single, so I say I can stay with him, and I can start to build myself. So I came to New York. So imagine that now. I'm over 40. I'm a homeless guy. On top of that, I don't speak English. So now I have another challenge that I need to get over as the language. And I figure that's kind of very quick, which is in English alphabet, we have the letter F, how we use it. Do you live in fear or you have a faith? I have a faith in me. So I was able to turn everything around.
And so you had talked to me about, I think that was 1996 when you came here?
Yes.
And where did you come from? What country?
Israel. I came from Israel.
Let's talk about, too, what you were doing. You said your skills, you were originally trained as a mechanic. Let's talk about that a little bit.
I start to work on car in 1969 as a kid. I mean, I joined to high school, and I was planning to learn electronic. I didn't plan to learn as a car mechanic. But for some reason, they say, no, you're not going to learn electronic. Back then, it was the top business to be in. You're going to be car mechanic. So in that age, what do you know? You 13, 14, or you don't argue. You just you do what you told. So I start to work on car. And that's lead me to 40 years of working on car until January 2009. And what happened in 2008 was the recession here in state.
Mm-hmm.
And the place I used to work, it didn't make the number that he used to make before the recession. So he put pressure on us, on the employee. He said, well, I need to make the number up, and you're going to work with me here. And I asked, what do you mean by that? He said, well, every car that came to the shop, doesn't matter what it's come, even to check air in a tire, you're going to find something wrong, and that's okay if you make something wrong along the way. And I said, no, that's not me. I never did it in my life. I'm not going to change who I am for you. And he said to me, look, you're going to have more money in your pocket. I said, even then, you don't do me any favor because you don't teach me how money works. You just give me more money to spend. And you're going to give me when you make it. So if you don't make it, I sell myself for nothing. And I said, no, I don't want to do it. He showed me the door and said, out, I don't want you here. So
then what happened?
I took my tool and I went home. I took the tool and I went home. And I have a lot of commute every day to come to work. And now I start to search for a place next to my house that I don't need to have commute to go to work. And I turn out I become overqualified. Nobody want to hire me. I'm over 50 and I have the tool, I have the skill, I have the knowledge. They need to pay for it for many reasons. They didn't want to take me. They didn't want to touch me. So I realized, they say when one door closed, the other one open. I was still staring the door that closed. I didn't anything that's open until I realized that's it. I can't go back to that profession anymore. I need to find something else. But what? I have no clue. I have no idea. I know to fix car. I don't know anything else. I don't know what's got me. I went to a holistic way, which is mean, who am I? What I'm doing here on the face on the earth? What is my purpose in life? So I find two things. I find that I love people and I love to help people. But okay, what I'm going to do with that, I still don't know. I know that about me, but that doesn't give me any clue about anything. And I need to produce income. So I start to search what those people do. And turn out coaching, that's what they do. I say, let me see how is that going to work for me. So I registered in school. The school was in Australia, not even in state. And they said to stay 1 year. I stayed for 2. And now it's come to time to graduate. I said, to graduate, you need to bring person with problem, fix it, and you move on. I said, that's not what I want to do. I don't want to deal with people problem because I'm not therapist. And I don't know what caused the problem. I don't know how long they have it. And I don't know where it's go beside that. It's go all kind of sideway. I have better ideal to work with people. Say, okay, what is your ideal? Say, I'm going to take something good and make it great. Like that. I don't spend time on something that's bother you. I would spend more time on something that you love to be in. That's a different way. So they say, we don't teach that. I said, that's what I want to do. Say, okay, you're on your own. You can do whatever you want. So again, I didn't graduate. I didn't get the certificate, actually. And I went on my own. And from the get-go, it's worked for me. From the get-go. I was just searching for people that have something that kind of hobby or they like to do, and they want to develop that. And I said, that's what I'm looking for. And that I work with, in the beginning, I did pro bono to check if what I'm thinking it's working. And it was great. It was a friend of mine. She was a receptionist for event planner, which means she have a table. She sits in the front of the place. And every person that came to the meeting, she take information and money. And I say, oh, wow. Do you like what you do? She said, I love that. I wish I could do it for myself. I say, well, you're exactly the person I'm looking for. We worked for 3 years. She became the president of the Chamber of the Commerce of that town. She had the bigger office in the chambers. She was holding monthly event with 10, 15 vendors that put the table plus a guest speaker. I say, what I'm doing, it's working. And then I work with a lawyer. I was a young, ambitious guy. And when we start to work, his office was 5 by 10, which is mean bathroom, it's bigger size than his office. He have 2 chairs, one inside, one outside. In the first year, he take over the whole floor. In the 3rd year, he have his own building.
That's an amazing growth.
What I find out, I say, well, he say, I want to grow as fast as I can. And to grow as fast as I can is 2 feet, 2 way. I need to hold space and I need to have the money to hold that space. I say, okay, so how your income coming now? What is your activity to have this income? He said, when I go to court. So what holding you from going to court? He said, paperwork. Paperwork killing me. I said, okay. How much it costs you to pay to someone to do the paperwork for you? Now you're going to go more to court. And that's what happened. He find paralegal to do the paperwork for him, plus to answer his phone, to make a schedule, and he's the whole day in court. And so all of a sudden, the money start to accumulate. So he can hold more space until he got to the own building.
It's an amazing story. I know you have other people that you've worked with. One of the things that you had written down and we had talked about before is you work with people who want to double or triple their capabilities.
Yeah, I work with a mortgage guy from Citibank. He have $2 million in his book of business. And he said to me, look, if I double the amount that I have, corporate going to see what I'm doing, I'm going to climb up the ladder. Can you do something about it? I say, yes, I can. We sat for an hour and a half. There is principles that apply to every person, which is mean everything in life is time and activity. So I said, what is your activity since you came to the office until you leave? When he revealed his activity, I said, this do more, this do less, this don't do it all. We met after 1 month. 1 month, he got to $5 million. And now when you think about it, it's not to be, it could do triple than that.
All right.
What happened back then, the bank have very lucrative mortgage. So what he was doing, he was calling 1 phone call a day to real estate broker to come to talk to the agent. And I said to him, hold on. How long it take you to make 1 phone call just to create appointment? That's about 5 minutes. So what is that you do the whole day? I want you to make 10 phone calls a day. So instead to create one meeting with a real estate broker a week, you can create 5, 10. When you create 5, 10, you need only 6 people to get to $3 million because every mortgage is about $500,000. Here is the number. But he didn't think that way.
You know, that was just one small change, right? That made a drastic improvement for him.
You make a phone call. How long it takes you to make the phone call? You just make appointment.
Right.
That's
Yep.
all what you do. You say, well, I have a lucrative program. I want to talk to your agent when I can come, when all of them there. That's it.
And so,
I used to have,
yeah, I was going to say, are you talking about your TV show?
no, I talk
Okay.
about the meetup. I
Okay.
was the organizer of meetup group. It was about how to raise your confidence, how to build your self-esteem. And I have that close to 3 years with over 1,400 members. And I used to speak twice a month. My oldest daughter used to come to my meeting from time to time. One time she came and I said something that everybody raises eyebrow. I said, nobody in the world make the right decision. So everybody look at it and say, well, what planet you came? What you talking about? I say, that's what, nobody make the right decision. People make their decision right. That's the difference. Which is mean, decision starts with ideal. You have ideal in your head. Now, what you do with that? If you share it with other people, they can take it, they run with that, and you're left with nothing. Just to rave and complain. It's my ideal, and look what happened. Or you meet the negative Nelly, that people that talk you out from your ideal. The point is, it's your ideal. You need to check it for yourself first before you share it with anybody else.
Yeah, because like you said, those negative people, they love to rain on your parade and they like, no, that's not possible. They don't, so many people don't even know that they're not affirming people. When somebody is going out and saying, I've got this idea and I think it's going to be great, they project their own fears instead of supporting that person.
Yeah. So what happened, my daughter took it to the heart. Today she lives in Argentina and she running 4 different businesses. Everybody different than the other. She have ideal. She play it. She liked it. She developed that. She don't like it. She let it go. So she make their decision right.
I think that's an interesting way to look at it because it's not just making the right decision, right? Making the decision right. It's a nice twist on it.
That's the way it works in my book.
How do you, when you work with people, what is one of the first or 2 things that you talk with them about? Like if somebody wants to work with you after meeting you today on this episode, and I know that you're going to be offering a free consult with you. So I encourage everybody who's listening to take Haim up on this, especially because, you know, he is a dream maker. He helps you realize your dreams, and he's going to be that person that's going to uplift you when other people may have, you know, created some doubts, but you still have that dream alive. So if you
Jana, here is how simple is that. Everything, it's a law of the universe. There is few of them. The main law says something like that. Everything in the universe created twice. The first time in a person's mind, second time in a physical reality. That's available to every human being. The application is different from person to person. Now, when you break it down to application, there is 2 kinds of application. There is people that thinking about something that not exist. Those the innovating. The rest of the people thinking about something they don't have. So if you don't have it, what kind of activity you engage to make that happen? That's the whole story.
right.
So when you work with me, we build program together how to go for what you want. There is no set of rule that I have. There is universal rule. The next rule that is said, very simple. If you want to have something that you never had before, you need to do something that you never did before. Here is the magic. When you do something that you never did before, you will never fail. It's impossible to make mistake and nothing will go wrong. Think about that. You do something that you have no clue, you have no idea, you don't know what you're doing, how you can fail, how you can make mistake.
Yeah.
What will happen is 2 things. You get result. Result will give you experience. Now the question is, how does that make you feel? It's make you feel good, great. Put more time on this activity. And not make you feel good is even better, because now you have something to learn. If you're not learning, you're like the other monkey in a marketplace that nobody know, nobody see. But when you're learning, you innovate, you have new program, you have new concept, You have no ideal. You have something that nobody saw before. Marketplace like that. Appreciate that. And you're going to be compensated.
That's so true. And I think people are so afraid, like our society is so afraid to try something new or to do something new. And there's this thing with fear, we make it bigger than it is.
Even that, I have an answer for it. The two kind of fear that people have is not fear of failure or fear of success. That's talking point. They don't want to be bullied. They don't want to be embarrassed. You do something for the first time, so you can be bullied. Or you can be embarrassed. That's the whole story. So when we said for every successful person, there is a significant other, which is mean what you're looking for. You're looking for assist, support, and serving with no judgment. When you have that, nobody can bully you and you will never be embarrassed.
Yeah, I think those are important. The assistance, the support, and not bullying. Those are so important because you have to have that climate to foster your idea and to take that next step and find that courage. And without that, you're going to.
You don't need to have courage. You need to have somebody that believes in you. That's it. And support you with no judgment.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have to be sophisticated.
Yeah. Yeah. I still think it takes a little bit of courage because you have to get out of your comfort zone and do something that's new.
That's what I said. If you want something that you never had before, you need to want it.
Yes.
Yeah. And that's the key. If you want it, you will do something. If you don't want it, nothing will happen.
And how badly you want it too. It makes the difference how far you'll take something.
When you want it, it's
some people will go this far and they're like one step away from their success and they're like, oh, that didn't work because they gave up on it. So it's like you really have to be fully committed. Yeah. So do you have any other examples that you want to share with us today about how you've helped people?
It was something funny, very funny. I was working with a drummer and he tell me every time I hold the stick, I put my head down to see what I'm doing. And I want to see the crowd. I want to see the people. But it's a habit. I can't get over that. I don't know what to do. I say, well, that is very simple. Go to the drugstore. There is the foam that people put on the neck when they got injured in a car accident. You will never look down after that.
It's so important. It's like the change of your perspective. Your perspective is if you're always looking down, you're going to miss things that are in front of you. And that's a great metaphor in life.
I work with single mother. She was selling insurance for a living. And we kind of chit-chat, coffee chat, what you call. And then she said, I'm impressed. I believe with you, I can be who I want to be. I don't know how much you charge. I don't know if I can afford you. I say, okay, before we go to money and procedure, I want to know what is that you're looking for, and then I will decide if I'm going to work with you or not. And she said, okay, fair enough. I want to be actors in movie. I say, okay. What you willing to do to make that happen? She said, whatever it takes. Now that's intrigued me. I mean, I never had something like that. I have no clue. I have no idea how to become actors. I was car mechanic. What I know about movie? Just to sit in the theater and watch. In the second month, we worked together. I said to her, let's start to work. Leave the money aside now. In the second month, she started to go to audition. In the fourth month, she got picked up in audition. Year and a half after that, she called me. She said, I finished my first movie. And again, it was different way of thinking about that. I said, there is community of those industry. They're hanging out someplace. They're meeting in some local bar. They have some club they're going all the time. Let's find out where is that. When we find out, I want you to go there to be part of the community. Now you know who's who. Now you know when they have audition. Now you know everything. Because you're in the community.
Yeah, and I think that relates to the law of attraction too, in that you can't just put out what you want to manifest. You have to go after it and you have to make things happen. And with her not going to that, finding out that step, that club, and going there and being part of the community, maybe she wouldn't have, reached her goal, especially not as fast, because, she was out there doing what she needed to do to make it happen.
It's interesting. You talk about law of attraction. Law of attraction is 3 words. Law of attract action. If you're not attracting action, nothing happens.
That's so true. So true. Well, that's a great story. And is that woman still acting?
No, she didn't even make any money. Later on, I become executive producer in a different film company. So I know how does that work. But she wanted to play, so she played. She didn't ask to be superstar. She didn't ask to make income from that. There is things sometimes I push people further, and sometimes I say that I have no clue, I have no idea, so I just leave it the way it is.
So I would say what are like the most important things? We've covered so many different things already today, but if there was just one thing that you wanted someone to have as the message from our talk today, what would that be?
Finds I have a radio interview. It's a little story. I have read the interview many years ago, and the guy that interviewed me said, "Look, we come to the end. I want you to give something all the audience that listen to you. So what kind of advice you give?" I said to him, "I don't give advice. I don't give advice to people. I don't tell people what to do either. But what I'm ask people for themselves. Find somebody that assists and support you and believe in you with no judgment. When you have that, that will give you the power to do what you want. We say behind every successful person, there is a significant other. That's the story.
Yeah, that's so true. I know you and I talked about that a couple of weeks ago. Yes, you need somebody behind you to bolster you, to support you, because there are things when you're achieving your dream, achieving something that you thought was not attainable, it takes a lot of time and effort and grit. And if you have someone in your home or in your close circle that can help you with the slack that you've now created, oh, well, I know you're focusing on this, so I'm going to help you do that. That's so important because we only have so much time in a day and we have to choose where we put our time. And some things will fall if we're really that committed. So it's so important. And not only that, but to have cheerleaders.
Here's the illustration that it just came to my mind as we're speaking. Every female that give birth, she's entrepreneur. You take creature that have no clue, have no idea, you don't know nothing. And she teach him everything. How to walk, how to talk, how to dress, how to do all what he need. Now you have support in the first week and the first month. After that, you on your own.
Yeah, there's no manual.
You on your own, and you need to figure out everything else, which is mean that's the way it should be in every place. And you go by your feeling, and the feeling is the best way to go, not by logical common sense.
And that's so important. We have to trust ourselves, our inner nudge, that intuition, the knowing that we have. I mean, I like to say that all the answers to all of our problems lie right within our body. We just have to know
Yes.
how to listen to them.
You have all the answer. You know what's good for you. You know what's make you tick. You know what's make you upset. So it's a feeling. How you feel about what you want to do. And you need to check it out. Take 10, 15 minutes, try it out, see how you feel about that, and then make the decision to stay or to leave.
So true. And I think a lot of times people don't take that time for that introspection, which is so important.
Well, that's go to different direction, which is mean many people live in survival mode. When you in survival mode, the life control your life. The life control you.
Yeah.
When you get awareness, now you start to control life. But when you are aware, now you know what to do, you know what not to do. You have more hand in your life.
Exactly. And you and I both know what survival's like. And I remember clearly when I came out of my survival mode after my brain injury. And I was moving farther and farther away from how that felt. And I was
Mhm.
getting more and more, I would say, healthier. It was, it was that I could feel that freedom of I'm moving away from survival mode into this ability to thrive again. And it's really rewarding once you get out of that. But yeah, when you're in survival mode, oh man, you're doing everything you can to survive.
Life control you.
Hmm.
You have
Yeah.
nothing to say about anything, because whatever life said, that's what you follow.
Yeah, you're in response mode then.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that's so true. Well, I'm going to take a quick little moment to promote my live training. Every month, I offer free live training on resilience. You just go to here. It's pages.resiliencebrilliance.co/webinar. The URL will be in the show notes, and I welcome you to come. It's held every month at the end of the month. I welcome that you come and check it out because we have to build our resilience muscle so that we can get out of that survival mode that we talked about here and learn how to take control of our lives and be true to ourselves and handle all of life's turbulence that comes our way. And I know that, Haim, you have taken those trials and tribulations of life's storm and you've really excelled and recreating yourself on multiple occasions. I can't even know what it's like to move to another country with nothing, not even a shared language. So I think that's really impressive. And I love that you are taking your message and building dreams and helping people make their dreams come true. So I want to
Thank
thank
you.
you for that very much. And why don't you tell people how to get in touch with you so that they can enjoy you?
I'm on LinkedIn, and my email and my phone number is accessible to everyone. I will answer everyone. I will talk to you first before I make any decision. So I don't have any selling point. I have talking point.
Well, there's no sales needed. The proof is in the outcomes. And
Yes.
that's so true. And I will put your URL in the show notes as well as on top of the screen here, and so that everybody can see it and connect with you on LinkedIn. And what parting words do you have of wisdom that you would like to share before we sign off today?
You, the most important person on the face of the earth. The world exists for you all the time that you're here. When you longer here, the world stops to exist for you. It exists for everybody else. So all the time that you're here, take care of yourself first before anybody else. When you take care of yourself first, now you have something to give. Now you have something to offer. Otherwise, you don't have anything. If you don't have yourself, you have nothing.
That is so true. That is so true. And I'm going to finish with something that you had said and you put in your notes, that you help people from your head to their hands, right?
I don't help people. I assist and I support. You need to help yourself. I will assist you, I will support you. And I take it from your head and put it in your hand.
That's what I wanted to communicate with everybody. Thanks so much for sharing your time and your expertise with all of us today. And for all of you listening, thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Oh, you're welcome. Everybody be real, be resilient, reclaim your life. Until next time, ciao.